Hi, I'm Brewster Beavis, Senior Vice President of State and Federal Affairs for Associated Industries of Florida. Welcome to AIF TV. We are currently at the midway point for the 2013 legislative session here in Tallahassee. AIF has been busy tracking hundreds of bills important to the business community. Let's take a look at how a few of those bills, including Everglades restoration, hurricane tax reform, and workers' compensation insurance reform, have played out.
The Hurricane Catastrophe Fund bill had some delays this week in the Senate Banking and Insurance Committee in Tallahassee. The proposed bill, which AIF supports, leaves the damage amount at $7 billion when the CAT fund is activated.
It reduces the top limit of the CAT fund coverage from the current $17 billion to $16 billion, beginning with the 2014-15 contract year. This will reduce the CAT fund's reliance on debt and make the fund much more stable and predictable going forward.
In a negative amendment that was proposed, the amount of damage required to activate the CAT fund would be lowered to $5 billion. This would mean more costs for business owners. The amendment received opposition from the committee.
So the difference between that $17 billion and that $8.6 is what we're going to have to borrow if the right storm hits and the right number of claims and the quantity of claims comes in. So this is an extremely poor choice, and I think we need to vote this amendment down.
AIF's Don Brown spoke to members of the Senate committee and explained why the amendment should be voted down.
I do believe that his amendment does what he just said that it does, and that is it does increase the risk that assessments will, the CAT fund will be triggered more and more often. And we think that is exactly the wrong way to go.
The CAT fund is an important issue that AIF and businesses around the state are following. Don Brown explains why.
Well, there was a conversation about two very, very different competing ideas. One would reduce the size of our exposure to assessments on consumers in Florida, and the other one, in my opinion, would increase the likelihood that consumers could incur assessments. These are two very different approaches to solving a very difficult problem that we have in Florida.
The bill was temporarily postponed in committee, but expected to receive more action in future weeks. A busy day at the state capitol as two important pro-business bills passed through the House Insurance and Banking Committee. The workers' compensation bill dealing with drug repackaging is sponsored by Representative Matt Hudson, who presented the bill.
House Bill 605 is a bill dealing with workers' compensation insurance rates that tries to level the playing field for the pricing of prescription drugs, so that when a patient goes into either a drugstore to receive their medication or into their doctor's office to receive their medication, that both are billed at a similar rate to the insurance companies.
This bill has been through several committees throughout the legislative session, and Representative Hudson and Associated Industries appreciate those who are in support of the bill.
It's a great bill. If you talk to any friendly doctor back home, members, they'll all say that these excessive fees are completely unnecessary and basically raise workers' comp rates for businesses. So I hope that we get this passed and make this into law.
Representative Rader?
Yes.
Representative Santiago?
Yes.
Representative Taylor?
No.
Representative Tabaya?
No.
Chair Nelson?
Yes, and by your vote, HB 605 passes out favorably.
This will just simply level the playing field between doctors' offices and pharmacies, and we have more predictability. It should help to lower rates for every business in the state of Florida, and that's good.
After the workers' comp bill passed, the committee took up House Bill 1107, dealing with the Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund. This bill is sponsored by Representative Hager from Delray Beach.
My bill is very, very simple, and that is we take the CAT fund and we shrink it in size so that it can actually do what we say it can do, which is to pay its claims to our homeowners insurance companies.
Associated Industries' Don Brown spoke before the committee to urge members to pass this bill.
Representative Hager's bill represents a carefully crafted solution that takes advantage of current market conditions while avoiding rate impacts to consumers, and at the same time it reduces the likelihood of those post-storm assessments. We believe it is a win-win.
So two important bills passed the committee and move on in the process. An important victory today at the state capitol. The House Appropriations Committee passed House Bill 7065, the Everglades Improvement and Management Bill. The bill's sponsor explained why the bill is so important to pass right now.
You know, this saga of the Everglades is almost as old as our state, at least 150 years. But here's the good news. We are in the last days of restoration.
Associated Industries of Florida lobbyist Brewster Beavis added testimony to explain why this bill is important to Florida.
AIF has long believed that the Everglades Restoration Plan does need to move forward, and let's come to a completion of this plan. In the end, I think all businesses in this area need to know that it's time to move forward and that they have guidelines to move forward and know what to expect in the future.
The House members sitting on the committee agreed with the AIF position and urged passage of the bill.
I'm going to support this bill today. I do believe that the steps that have been taken to clean up the Everglades, and although I live in North Florida and enjoy the pristine water of the Florida aquifer, I understand that there's a valued treasure not only for Florida but to the country and to the world.
I'm going to support it today because based on the road that has been laid before as to what needed to be accomplished, the performance that we needed, I don't think we should stop now. I think we should keep going.
The bill now moves on through the legislative process. With over 6 weeks left to go in the session, the bill will be discussed for some time. Representatives and senators now wait to hear from their constituents as they prepare to pass the bill into law. AIF held their 2013 mid-session briefing at the Governor's Club, bringing more than half a dozen councils and officials together, discussing a wide range of topics for this year's session. With the legislative session half over, many bills are currently moving through the process, several that will have an impact on the business community. 2 legislators spoke to the crowd about activities at the Capitol and AIF's involvement. Representative Hudson and Senator Hayes are sponsors of the Workers' Comp Bill, which is currently in the House and Senate. AIF President and CEO Tom Feeney led the proceedings as members of the AIF lobby team provided updates on several bills moving through the process.
The first couple weeks that it went on this year, that the judiciary has been emboldened, and there have really been some big decisions that really have a significant impact on business that make tort reform or legal reform probably more meaningful.
Representative Matt Hudson took on questions concerning the 2 plans in the Senate concerning Medicaid expansion.
There are 2 plans that have been brought forward in the Florida Senate, one by Chairman Negron and one by Chairman Daney. They're kind of competing plans. One uses federal dollars roughly based on the Arkansas hybrid model that was contemplated, and one that predominantly uses state resources.
Senator Alan Hayes then took to the microphone and explained why AIF serves such an important role in Tallahassee.
The way you're running is what keeps the state of Florida running, and we sincerely appreciate it. We need to do everything we can, from my perspective, to get out of your way so that you can do what you do best.
And that was just a fraction of the bills we have been covering for the business community. For more detailed information on all legislation AIF has been covering, please visit www.aif.com and be sure to sign up for our daily briefs. Thank you and have a great day.